The wait continues as the Edmonton Oilers have yet to make a decision on the offer sheets given to Dylan Holloway in Philip Broberg, but in the meantime, they did make some franchise-altering moves. We'll get into all of that and more today on Oilers Digest, but make sure to subscribe here to the channel, as 89% of you watching these videos have not yet subscribed to the channel. Make sure to join the ride here as we get into the rest of the offer sheet fiasco. What's going down, no one knows just yet, but we do have some stuff to cover today. First things first, Cody Ceci goes to NoCal. Yes, there was a deal made with the San Jose Sharks last night, very late actually. The Oilers traded defenseman Cody Ceci and a third-round draft pick in 2025 to the San Jose Sharks for blue liner Ty Emberson to complete their second deal of the day on Sunday. Of course, the first one being acquiring Vasily Podkolzin from the Vancouver Canucks. Ceci, of course, spent his last 3 seasons in Edmonton, producing 5 goals and 20 assists in 79 games last season. The 30-year-old added 2 goals and 3 assists in 24 games during Edmonton's run to the Cup final. And who are they acquiring? Yes, the 24-year-old Ty Emberson had 1 goal and 9 assists in 30 games with the Sharks last season, his first in the NHL. Ceci has 1 year remaining on his contract at $3.25 million, while Emberson carries a $950,000 salary cap hit next season. So who exactly is Ty Emberson? Who are the Oilers getting? Why did they acquire him? It was more so just, a cap dump. That's all it was. And the Sharks, of course, trying to get to the cap floor and offloading Emberson, who in their eyes must have been very disappointing. But all the analytics I've seen, all the stats say otherwise. Of course, you can see there Mike Greer, once an Oiler, always an Oiler, helping out his former team again because he absolutely didn't need to, but he did so. So thank you, Mike Greer, for letting the Oilers, I'm going to say here, fleece the San Jose Sharks. You can see here the stats. Ty Emberson, not exactly known for his offense. He's more so of a shutdown guy there, 85% percentile, even strength defense. I mean, on that, horrific Sharks team last year, you take what you can get, and those numbers on the defensive side anyways, they look pretty decent to me. Looking here at the stats, you can see here the 2 seasons ago, I should say, he was with the Hartford Wolfpack of the AHL, and you can see the connection there between him and head coach Kris Knoblauch. Of course, Kris Knoblauch was the coach of the Wolfpack, so there's a bit of history there, which should help out the chemistry in the room there. Of course, he was with San Jose last year, and he was at Tucson of the AHL beforehand. Bruce Surlock of Oilers Nation, he's pretty much the go-to guy when it comes to, analytics and evaluating players who just haven't reached the NHL just yet. He says, going to repeat myself here. I saw Ty Emberson play 50 games between Wisconsin and Tucson in the AHL. His skills match the Oil. His 5-on-5 stats per 60 would have placed him third on Oilers defense behind 2 and 14, which would be Evan Bouchard and Matthias Ekholm, which says a lot about Ty Emberson. He also averaged 3.7 shots per game. 14 and 25 being Darnell Nurse, of course, were over 6 shots per game. He says, analytical trade, in my opinion. And there's a few scouting reports here for Ty Emberson. This was before the NHL draft. His draft year was 2020. It says here, quick puck rusher who reads plays at an extremely high level and knows precisely when to attack. Emberson's combination of size and speed makes him a prospect with serious NHL upside. He loves to take the puck deep and makes the right choices, and he seems to identify and react properly when his partner is close to isolation. Emberson is a key cog to the NTDP, which is the National Team Development prospect program with the United States, Hockey Association, their top power play unit, and has a high success rate with his own entries. He'll stay in his home state next season when he suits up for the Wisconsin Badgers. And of course, there's a bit of a connection there because, of course, Dylan Holloway, his college, of course, was Wisconsin. Lastly here regarding Ty Emberson, though his rookie season in the NHL was ultimately limited due to a foot injury, Emberson was a bright spot for a San Jose team that went 19-54-9. He scored 1 goal and 10 points over 30 games, logged an average of 18.33 per night, and had the best goal differential of any defender on the Sharks by a decent margin, which again says, volumes about the player here when that Sharks team was not strong whatsoever. If Emberson can continue to play as effectively as he did in his debut with the Sharks, the Oilers won't have subtracted much in this trade. The Oilers have the cap space to match Broberg's offer sheet, and they've also added a defender who appears to be capable of playing in Ceci's spot on the third pairing. I mean, when it comes to, the Oilers' defense, finding that replacement for Ceci when it doesn't have to be, like internally, when it comes to, guys like Troy Stetcher or Josh Brown. It's nice to have another option there. I mean, it's always nice in training camp when guys battle for those spots. So it's always nice to have another face here. Again, I see this trade as an absolute win here for Stan Bowman. His first major move as Oilers GM. I don't really count the Podkolzin trade as a major move. It was more so just to add depth and maybe Holloway insurance if he does not get matched tonight or tomorrow. So I'm very optimistic on Ty Emberson on this Oilers team. Enough about him, enough about that trade. Time is running out for the Oilers. Of course, when it comes to the offer sheet, they have to have that in by tomorrow morning at 7:30 Mountain Time, which is 9:30 Eastern Time. They have multiple options, so let's examine those options. They can take compensation for both Philip Broberg and Dylan Holloway. This seems like the least likely of the four main options. Many hockey pundits and fans will be greatly surprised if this is the result. Plus, the two trades made on Sunday will stand out as strange, given that trading away Cody Ceci was seen as a move to create more salary cap space, and of course, that and putting Evander Kane on LTIR, that would create the necessary cap room. Another option, match both Holloway and Broberg. Matching both offer sheets for Holloway and Broberg is appearing more likely by the day. The Sunday trades make it a more likely possibility. And you can see here the tweet from Puckpedia, who is the new cap-friendly sort of replacement. If the Oilers match both offer sheets, they can be cap compliant to start the year by placing Evander Kane to LTIR and placing one player on waivers and the minors there who makes, over $800K, which could include Josh Brown, Ty Emberson, or Derek Ryan, etc. So they would have the room to match both offer sheets. A lot thought it was cap gymnastics, but with Mike Correa helping out the Oilers, not so much anymore. If the Oilers match both players, it won't take much to become cap compliant. But if putting Evander Kane on LTIR and sending a player to the minors who makes $850,000 or more, they would allow the Oilers to start the season under the cap. Once Evander Kane is healthy, they would need to make another trade to make it work. Third option here, match Broberg, take compensation for Holloway. Another scenario would involve the Oilers matching for Broberg and taking the compensation for Holloway. It would signal that the team values potential top four defenseman over a top nine forward. And I've seen a lot of people wanting that option, or the last option here. Match Holloway and take compensation for Broberg. The last major possibility is that the Oilers match on Holloway and accept the second-round pick for Broberg. A second-round pick is a poor return on investment for a top 10 draft pick and potential top 4 defenseman. Of course, I've seen more people take that option as they don't see Broberg, as valuable as what the Blues offered him, which was $4.5 million. So lots of options for the Oilers to ponder over, and Holloway is the cheaper contract, so it's easier to stomach his cap hit. With the addition of Jeff Skinner and Victor Arvidsson, Holloway's positioning in the top 6 is all but vanished. Unless one of the two new recruits will play on the team's third line, it will be Holloway who plays in the bottom 6 instead of, the role next to Draisaitl, which he had last season. No matter which way this goes for the Oilers, there will be a ripple effect. The clock is ticking, and the Oilers need to face the music. Which are words that, Stan Bowman and Jeff Jackson, the clock is ticking, time is running out. The decision for them might not be as easy as, what others thought it would be. And lastly here, from everybody's, favorite Edmonton sports writer, Mark Spector, he's got the only source of news when it comes to, a potential announcement by the Oilers. He's expecting a Monday afternoon announcement by the Edmonton Oilers, and right now, at the time of recording, it is 1 o'clock Edmonton time, so still lots of time for the Oilers to ponder that decision. Really, they still have lots of time when it doesn't have to be, the decision doesn't have to be made until tomorrow morning. Lots of news, lots of speculation. Everyone is, sort of running around with their heads cut off when it comes to the offer sheet scenario and all the different trades. Let me know down in the comments what you think about the CC trade. And again, it's going to be, the last video before the official announcement. Let me know what the Oilers should do when it comes to the offer sheets. Have yourselves a fantastic day. I'm Matt. Take care.